All right, people. Welcome to another episode of Hot Off the Press. In this edition, we'll be talking motorsport. First, we got NASCAR. Nick, what do you got to say?
They're coming back May 17th with quite a few races in a short amount of time. I think it's great for NASCAR to come back at this point like this right now.
Yeah, I mean, every one of these other sports leagues are going to be watching NASCAR to see what they're doing, learn from them, learn from their mistakes. Of course, we had UFC, but UFC is a different animal because UFC is very periodic and not really consistent with the shows and stuff like that. So NASCAR is the big major scheduled show.
I will say the UFC did get a lot of recognition nationally for opening. A lot of talk shows were talking about it, and it's good marketing for them.
Yeah,
it's a great way to get some viewers, and I think NASCAR could be doing the same thing.
Yeah, NASCAR looks like they have the rest of their schedule formatted, playoffs and everything, and they're trying to see, like, as of right now, tickets are being sold for the June 21st show?
Yeah, I think it's after June 21st. I think races after that.
Yeah, they're trying to see if they can get fans of that. You ask me, I don't think that's going to happen. Although I could see how they could do it. They sell every seat within like 4 seats or something. You'll still have a lot of people at a whole rink because they hold those speedways hold a lot of people.
Huge.
And some of these races, they don't really sell out every time, so it wouldn't really change much. It would just be more what's the word I'm looking for? Organized. There you go. It'd be like organized stands.
And I mean, NASCAR has been hurting in ratings the past few years. They've been on a steady decline, but this year their ratings were very high the first few.
Yeah, they're always cracking over 1 million every race. It looked like Daytona was massive for them.
Daytona had a huge audience.
Yep. And we were told, and we're also big news in NASCAR is that Dale Jr. is going to be riding in the Xfinity Series. How do you feel about that?
Saw that. That's crazy. I mean, he's got a lot of fans. He brought a lot of fans to NASCAR, and hopefully he's bringing them back.
I see NASCAR doing everything right now. They're bringing it back early. They're trying to get. They told Dale, or they didn't tell Dale. They probably convinced Dale to race in the Xfinity Series to try and give the Xfinity Series a push that they need.
Yeah.
To try and get more fans.
I think NASCAR is now or never with their fans.
They've
been hurting for a long time.
Yeah, if they want to be back to where they were back in the early 2000s and the 90s, they got to push hard. And this may just be the blessing in disguise that they needed.
Mm-hmm. I think rivalries is the big thing.
Yeah.
Without rivalries, it's not a lot with NASCAR.
It's the whole, right as of right now, it's just the whole field and Kyle Busch going at it. So,
Busch.
What else do we got for news, Nick?
Not much out of NASCAR. You got something for Formula One?
So the silly season in Formula One is finally kicking off, and there hasn't even been one lap to be raced yet. So the first thing that came out last week was that Sebastian Vettel on Ferrari, him and Ferrari decided to part ways. This is something that I've been wanting because I am a Ferrari fan. I've been wanting this forever. Ever since Vettel has gotten to Ferrari, he's done well, but he's always choked when it matters. The big one being in 2018 where he just ran. He was leading the race in Germany, his home race, and crashed it into the wall. And he lost his whole championship right there. And then Lewis Hamilton went on to win it. What a surprise. And a few days after, about a day after, we heard that Carlos Sainz Jr. from McLaren is going to be switching spots over to McLaren to Ferrari. I love this move because Ferrari already have a young driver in Charles Leclerc, and Carlos Sainz is a proven driver, even though he's still young. He's not even 30 yet, and he's a proven driver. He got a big podium last year in Brazil. It was a rain race, a very unusual podium. It got gifted to him after the race, after the podium and everything because of a technicality. So it was a very unusual one. He is a good character. He knows how to speak fluent Italian, which is very important for a Ferrari team. They love that. And I do believe that him and Charles will be able to work together. That was one thing especially last year, Charles' first year as a Ferrari driver, that I noticed. Him and Sebastian Vettel were not working together. And they ended up crashing with each other once. So I feel like this move for Ferrari is good. Now for McLaren, they lost their primary driver pretty much. Now they went out and grabbed Danny Ricciardo. Danny Ricciardo just moved to Renault last year, and now he's moving to McLaren. Renault's come out with a statement pretty much shooting down Danny Rick because Danny Rick promised them that he would stay and they would try and build a car around him. But he just left for McLaren now. So I feel like Renault's not doing the professional thing by shooting at him. And it's not good for Renault. I feel like the big loser in all this is Renault. But for Danny Rick, I feel like it's a great move for him because McLaren finished 4th in the Constructors' Championship last year, which is great. And they were not that far behind Red Bull. So if he's ever going to win a championship, it's going to be now or never. And it needs to be with McLaren. They need a push for it. If he doesn't get it here, and within the next few years, he's never getting it at all. Unless he moves with Ferrari or with the big teams. That for a different time. But that's everything that's happening in Formula One. And or just stay on Formula One. The first race is going to be in July. So we got time to think about all this.
Good.
But another thing that has been scheduled today, as of 5/15/2020, that is coming back is the Monster Energy Supercross series. How do you feel about this?
I saw a lot of their matches are going to take place in Salt Lake City.
Yeah, all of them except for the last championship one.
I saw that championship is October 13th, was it?
I believe so.
It's around that area. Hopefully they'll be fine then to allow fans in there.
Yeah, it's a smart move to stay in Salt Lake because everywhere they go, they always change up the track. So
Yeah.
that's the prop of being a Supercross series, is that you're not using a full stadium, and that you get to switch up the track any way you want. So
Yeah,
it's great for them. And
one of those up-and-coming sports.
Yeah. I mean, any sport that comes out now is going to be fantastic for anyone, anybody, especially a racing fan.
Absolutely.
And then just to put in our take on the IndyCar, they're coming back June 14th.
Mm-hmm.
This kind of I feel like they could push it earlier, but again, at the same time, they do have road courses, so it's going to be harder.
That's true.
So I guess it's okay that they start in June, just waiting for all these states to start opening up again. So, yeah. And I think the Indy 500 has been moved, which kind of sucks because I always loved watching that on Memorial Day, but
yeah,
beggars can't be choosers, I guess, right? At least we're getting it.
Yeah, what are you gonna do this year? Not much.
And aren't NASCAR and IndyCar doing a weekend special together?
I thought I read they were.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything else on there. I saw
that's going to be cool. Yeah. That's going to be a fun time.
That will be.
But I think that's all there is for Motorsport, right?
Yeah, that's all we got right now.
All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. Like this video, share this video, leave a comment down below. What do you think about all this? This has been Nick and Rob on the Hot Off the Press show here. We want to say thank you. Goodbye.